Good day, my friends. How are you all doing? See, we got 19 people ready before I even get here. Perfect. We have who do we have? Sean Apart, Audio, Brandon Hare, Michaela, hello. Good Shepherd, Jordan. There's my new friend Shofar Girl, who I had a video chat with just a little while ago. Athena and Tojo. Right on, Tojo. Glad to have you here, buddy. Welcome, everybody, to an evening live stream. Usually do 3 a day, sometimes 4. Drew the Human. Drew the Human. Hey, Mr. Buzz. Hey, Drew the Human. Beating Gospels, Jordan. Need this word so bad. Yes, I'm sure everybody noticed the title. I was going to call it something a little different, and I thought, no, I'm going to make it straight and to the point. So, what I titled it is as straightforward as I can get with it. The Lord is removing people from your life. He is indeed doing that. He removed pretty much everybody from mine. And well, because I can't, if it's not on slow mode, what am I going to do when the chat's just going like this flying by? How am I going to even read it? You try reading the comments of 150 people that aren't on slow mode. Think about that. So I bought some coffee. I bought this. Instead of going, let's see if we can get that. There you go. French vanilla. But you know what? I didn't put enough in. It's kind of watery. Got to fix that. We throw in a little more. We'll try that. So I'm trying to avoid going to Tim Hortons every night and getting those cafe mochas. Yeah, I think that'll work. That's much better. There's Rose of Sharon, my Bible scholar. Victoria Jameson. God has been removing people from my life since 7 years old. Well, he does a big round of it when you go in isolation. As he puts you in isolation, he ends relationships that you have, the ones that do not serve you. And the Lord did something really interesting with me. He actually gave me the titles of songs, because I was writing songs straight time while I was in isolation. For 5 years, I did nothing but write songs. And I didn't title any of them. He gave me the titles of every one. And the titles were his plans, were the things he was going to do. So he'd give me the title of a song. I'd call the song that, and I wouldn't have any idea why. I mean, it wouldn't even have lyrics. It would have just music, and I would title it. And I'd sit here and I'd be like, why did I name it that? No idea. Within 3 to 4 weeks, I know exactly why I named it that, because whatever I named it would happen. Would happen. It was really bizarre. It was really, really bizarre. So he wrote, I should say, I wrote the song And he titled it, it was called What Does Not Serve You. Didn't know why I named a song that at all. What Does Not Serve You. And right after I wrote it, he started removing people from my life. And I mean, he was thorough. He ended tons of relationships. And he did it in various ways. He forced people to show their true colors, okay? We've all heard from the Bible separating the wheat from the tares. Wow, thank you, Jordan. Thank you, sir. Very, very generous. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. He forced people to show their true colors, okay? They would, as they say, they would show their true colors all of a sudden. And I couldn't be in the room with certain people anymore. They got, I don't want to say they got irritating, but, well, yeah, they got irritating. It was no longer the same thing. So, this is what he's going to do with you guys, or he's already done it. In many cases, he's even going to break up marriages. He's going to have kids leave the home and never return. He's going to have one spouse leave the other. He's going to have an aunt or an uncle that you've had this relationship with for a long time. It's going to be all bad all of a sudden, and you two will never speak to each other again. It's very traumatic for people at first, but as it goes on, you're going to realize it's for the best. It's like the demons inside these people get restless. Yes. That is correct. That is correct. So this is part of the process. It's going to happen, whether you want it to or not. It's going to happen. Yep. My aunt was my best friend growing up. She hates me now. That's correct. It's going to happen in every family. Everyone. The Lord is responsible for it. He's doing it. He's let things go for a long while, but now he is separating the wheat from the tares. Okay? Basically, what he's saying is everybody who's a demon-infested evil one, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand and make yourself known. And they're going, yep, I'm one. I'm a demon-infested evil one. Over here. That's what they're doing. They're identifying themselves, showing their true colors. And you're going to be shocked at who some of them are. Everyone will hate you for my name's sake. Yep. It's most people. It's most people. By the time this process is finished, you might be completely alone. Okay, you might not have anybody left who you had in your life. Your friends will be gone, and your family will be, if not gone, very small. There won't be much left. So, it's actually what we call cleansing, okay? It's the Lord is cleansing your surroundings. He's not just going to remove these people. Well, embrace the cats, Jake. Embrace the cats, brother. That's what you do. Embrace the cats. Ignore the humans. Embrace the cats. So he's not just going to remove people and leave you all by yourself. Okay? What he's going to do is eventually bring new people around. He's going to show you that you've been settling all your life. You've been settling for whoever's around just because you don't want to be alone. You want companionship. You want someone to be a friend. You want company. You want someone to talk to. So you've settled for low quality people. You've accepted people just because they're in your family. You made a friendship just because the person lived across the street. You made a friendship just because you work with somebody and they sit in the desk beside you. Okay? This is what you've been doing. The Lord's going to show you that's not what you're supposed to do. And not everyone has done that. Some people have still been very selective and have just mainly stayed by themselves, right? But most people have made friends with very low vibrational people. And we've done it because humans are social creatures and we don't want to be by ourselves. We want friendship, we want companionship. Angels among us, state your piece. You're in caps, you're yelling at me, and you're telling me you've warned me. State your piece. What are you saying? What are you saying to me? Angels among us has been here many, many times. Why are you just all of a sudden freaking out like this? I don't understand. State your case. Who is this person? Looks like an evil one. Definitely looks like an evil one. State your case, angels among us. Right out of the blue. Right out of the blue. All right, well, if you're not going to answer me, this is what I'm going to do. Bye bye. It was nice knowing you. That was random. That was totally random. Right out of the blue, she just starts screaming over nothing. Speaking for him. When did I say anything about speaking for him? I certainly didn't. So, okay. I'm getting so tired of these people. I wish they'd just go away. It's literally just to interrupt things and just make me lose my train of thought, which I've now done. Good evening, rice cakes, wild honey. Good morning, John. Sumeet, hello, brother. Yeah, truth drives the demons in folks to manifest. It certainly does. When you look at her channel, Angels Among Us, it looks pretty dark. So they interrupt the flow. Matthew 10:35 to 38. Matthew 10:35 to 38. $35 to $38. Let's see. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Correct. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Thank you, Rose. That's exactly what I was getting at. And it is absolutely true. So one can say, I'm speaking for the Lord. The scripture speaks for himself. He's saying the exact same thing I'm saying. This is what's going to happen. It's going to it's going to happen no matter what. It's already happening all over the world. So expect your family, your friends are going to be just gone pretty much. The people that you have um, put your faith in and established relationships with are suddenly there. As you advance and you become more and more righteous, okay, you get more and more in line with God. The people that you've been hanging out with, they're not advancing the same way. So you end up giving off this energy that it's just more and more divine all the time. And they're in this low vibrational state. They don't advance. They're going to stay the same in the same place they're at. But you're not going to. And eventually it's going to get to the point where you can't even be in the room with them. It's going to be a clash, right? It's just going to be a total clash. Oh, we got to have some comedy. We got to have some comedy. All the time, we got to have some comedy. That's right, Diane. They definitely hated him first, and they're going to hate us too. But that's okay. That's okay. Because the Lord doesn't hate us. The Lord is with us completely. He's going to protect and guide. And as long as we follow his lead, stay in alignment with him, they can hate us all they want. I have definitely had run-ins with the government. I guess I have. I had them take my laptop right offline and damage my laptop and then call me on the phone and threaten me. I had them do a desk audit on me, and that's one of the things that wrecked my business for good. The music school I had was destroyed by the government completely. I mean, I was a mess and couldn't run it anymore. But at the same time, they did an audit on me, which was completely bogus and had my accountant confused. Didn't have any idea what to do with it. It was an attack. They just took me down. That's the way they are. But that's just the government, okay? The government hates all of us, really, especially Christians. The government really hates Christians. But everybody does. Everybody hates Christians, right? They've been taught in universities that Christians are the most evil, hateful people in the world. That we're so prejudiced against everybody. We hate. We're the haters. We hate people. Here we are, the only people in the world who don't hate anybody. And we've been accused of being the hateful ones. We're the only ones who don't hate. We're the only ones that aren't allowed. Our doctrine states you do not hate anybody. You love your enemies. You forgive your enemies. It's the complete opposite of what they've perceived. Okay, it's the complete opposite. So even though you're going to be accused of all that, doesn't matter. It's projection. That's right. That's right. Don't even worry about it. Keep on keeping on. Okay, Mr. Sammy Boy is speaking here. Happy Friday, Love Berry. Good to see you. Good to see you. Brother Creamer, God bless you and all in the stream. It's great work for the Lord. Thank you, Charlotte Q. Lovely to see you. Sammy Boy, what's the Lord telling us? What's the Lord telling us? Sammy Boy's it's not necessarily his agreeing voice. It's It's another one. I'm still getting used to how the Lord speaks to him or speaks through him. I'm supposed to change course. Okay, that's what he's telling me. I'm supposed to change course here. So okay, I got it, Lord. I'm going a different way. So we are empaths, Lola. That's correct. Know that many of us love you. Keep your head up. Oh, I'm doing my best, Tojo, and thank you so much. I love you guys too. I don't know what I'd do without this new community. This this community is important to me in a big way. In a big way. Yeah. You would have got a laugh. I went to the grocery store a while ago, a different grocery store than I ever go to. I wanted to try a new one, which I'm glad I did. I'm going to that one from now on. This one was great. It it still had a couple issues, but overall, it was the best one I've been to in this city. So I'm going to this one from now on. It's called Food Basics. So, of course, I get a cart. For some reason, I always get the bad cart. I don't know what that is. I always get a cart with a bad wheel. So I had quite a few things, and I had some heavy things. I bought a 24 case of non-alcoholic beer, and I had 2 big boxes of cat litter. Okay. No, he's not hungry. It's not it. It's the Lord speaking through him. The Lord was telling me to change course from what I was saying. So I got quite a bit of weight in this cart, right? And it's sort of pulling off to the side as I'm trying to push it. I pay for all my stuff. I'm heading out to get a cab. Doesn't the wheel just fold right over? And now here I am with a couple 100 pounds worth of stuff in this cart, and the wheel is busted right off of it. So I've never had a shopping cart actually totally break while I got it full of groceries. So I had to go grab another cart and drag all my groceries out of one and put it in the other. And then it was so bad you couldn't even push it. It was like the wheel broke right off of it. It was wild. So that was an interesting trip to the grocery store. But they had all the kind of stuff I like to buy. I couldn't believe it. It was like good prices. It was way better than the place I go usually. So I found my grocery store. Very impressed. Very impressed. I did have to say serenity now when the wheel broke. Serenity now. Any advice for the spiritual burnout? I'm in a difficult living situation and feel exhausted and overwhelmed. Yes, Dahlia, I know your situation. We've had a video chat. I know your situation. Yeah. One of the most important things is to not be at someone else's mercy, to not depend on anyone else. Yeah, that's okay, Diane. It's all good. It's all good. I get my little term now, serenity now. It gets me out of all kinds of situations. It calms me right down. Serenity now. So, Dahlia, um, your situation is unique because you're sort of at someone's mercy a little bit, but they don't seem to mind. And see, I don't know too much about it, but it's very important to be independent. That's why your living situation is like it is. And I know that's not always easy. I'm kind of in the same situation here. Well, I was until I had resources. So if I had to leave here now, I'd be fine. I could yeah, your internet was doing that the last time me and you tried to talk. Um I've just been lucky for the last 6, 7 years that I didn't have to leave here because if I did, I don't know where I would have went. I got a special deal living here because I'm looking after the house. If the owner suddenly comes back and wants me to leave, I got to leave. and I'd be fine now. Now I have resources, but when I didn't have resources, the cart to go on. The cart is on disability now. It's completely disabled. That cart will go no more. It's in the trash for sure. Man, I couldn't believe it. The wheel just busted right off of it. That was it. First time I ever saw that. After I get my phone mount, I'll make a YouTube video. So worship him. You were the one saying you're going to start a YouTube channel tonight, weren't you? You don't need a phone mount just to make one. You can prop it up against something. I know the phone mount will make it easier, but you can still make one without that. Definitely. You can even go for a walk and just hold the phone and walk and talk. That's what a lot of people do. So you've got options. But I would also recommend getting an actual webcam and a computer eventually. Maybe you won't be able to right away, but because it's a little bit of money, but the sooner you can get an actual webcam, you can get full screen videos then. Because you get phones, you get that little narrow video. And I personally, I don't like watching videos like that. Oh, excuse me. So sorry, Dahlia, I don't mean to get sidetracked all the time on your question. Work on being independent. Work on getting a situation where you are in charge completely and you're independent and nobody else can say anything about it. That is your solution. And I know that's easier said than done, but tilt the phone. This channel and listening to God about your ministry. You're welcome, Kaleidoscope Wars. Don't mind small talk, but can we get back to this important topic? Yes, we're going to get back to it, but we're also trying to just enjoy ourselves a bit. It's been a long, long day, and this is my third live stream today. So, sometimes I need to just shut my brain down for 15 minutes and just have a chat. Sometimes that's what I need. And it's not small talk. Dahlia's asked me a question, and she's somebody I've already worked with personally. So once I've worked with somebody, I try to see it through till resolution. Feel God is hiding me here. That's quite possible. That's quite likely, actually. Mr. Buzz, do you want a link to your PayPal that you can post in your description? Stream is pretty easy. If you mean one of those PayPal.me links, YouTube doesn't allow them anymore. They disabled them. Is that what you mean, Star Caton, or however I say that? If that's what you mean, it no longer works. YouTube stopped that because they want everybody to donate through them so they can get their piece. So they've disabled PayPal.me links. Is that what you mean? Because if you get some other way, I do want that link for sure because I don't know how to do it. But I even got in touch with PayPal about it, and they're like, no, YouTube shut us down. We're not allowed to use PayPal.me links anymore. Because poor YouTube wasn't getting most people were going through the PayPal links, and YouTube wasn't getting their little chunk. So they're like mafia. they're literally like mafia. I don't think so. I don't have Venmo. So just waiting on an answer from, what was her name? Star Caton. Are you talking about a PayPal.me link? Is that what you're offering? My PayPal is in the description. It is in the description. They just don't allow the real easy PayPal.me links. No, it's not that. Go to your PayPal account dashboard. Scroll down to payment links and buttons. Okay, I'll have a look at that. I'm not sure what you mean, but now, is this something that you have to have a phone to do? Because I don't have a phone like that. I don't have a demon phone. Just wondering if you have any advice on how to get God involved in my work. No, I don't have any answer to that, Nick. Sorry, but I don't even know what to say to that. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. Very generous. Thank you very much. As far as what she just said, I'm just going to take a moment here and have a look. So I don't know about payments and links. Let's see. Let's see. Payments and links. I'm thinking you're on a phone and you're seeing stuff that doesn't exist when you're on a computer. That's what I'm thinking. There's nothing even similar to that. You're on a phone. People always forget that when they're on a phone, it's not the same thing as being on a computer. You don't have the same things on a computer. Yep, there's nothing like you're saying. You were on a phone, and that's not the same as what I'm seeing. It's definitely not the same. So Steve, I don't know what you're asking there. I have no idea. That's a bizarre question. Yeah, I know. I agree. So, okay, I'm going to ignore that. And we're just going to keep going here. So, the Lord is going to separate the wheat from the tares, as I say. Okay. And that's going to include friends. It's even going to include jobs. He's going to discontinue jobs for some people. The thing to keep in mind is that he doesn't just eliminate things and leave you high and dry. He's going to get rid of one thing, and then he's going to lead you to something else. Okay? He's going to lead you to something else. Hello, Lil Hidden. Good to see you, buddy. So if you suddenly lose your job and you're mad all of a sudden, be careful getting mad because the Lord might be the one who eliminated that job. And he might have done it because he got something better for you. Or he wants you to follow your purpose. It's time for your purpose. and the job was in the way. My job ended 2 weeks ago, and I'm excited to know what is going to happen next. Okay, so if it just ended out of the blue like that and you're in isolation, that's probably the Lord did that. That's probably the Lord that did it. For all your work, Holy Spirit led wisdom and encouragement. God is good all the time. May you and your ministry continue to be blessed. Honor the word. Steve, you don't have to type in all caps. Everybody stop typing in all caps, please. I prefer just regular text. That's like you're screaming at me. You don't have to scream at me. I'll have to look later, Starcadum. I can't see I don't have a dashboard. There's no such option as dashboard. I don't get dashboard. I'll tell you what I have. Because I would like to have this if there's a way to do it. But there's no option for a dashboard. Don't have that. Where did that go? There it is. My options are this: home, send and request, wallet, activity, help. That's it. That's all the options there are. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. There's no dashboard. So wherever you're getting a dashboard, I don't have it. There is no dashboard. None. Those are the only options I have. So, we must not lie to anyone or about anything. All liars will go to the lake. Repent and do your best not to lie again. Everyone, we got to chill, be respectful. Yes, God will also remove distractions. He will remove whatever he feels. He'll remove a drug dealer. Okay? So I wondered why that happened with my text number. I had a texting app when the channel blew up. And I wasn't cluing into it. There was some people on that texting app that I got some contacts I had. I lost all my contacts. Okay. Some of them, there's absolutely no way to get them back. There's just no way. There are people I met, and they gave me a number, and I had their number, and now I don't have their number. There's no way to ever get it. Those people are gone forever. And then I clued in. The Lord made that texting app blow up and made the company cancel it. Right? That's the kind of stuff the Lord will do. My old drug dealer, her number was in there. There's all kinds of things he didn't want me to have access to anymore. So he made a ton of people text that number, which upset the company, and they said that I exceeded my limit of calls and texts I was allowed to get. So they just canceled my account completely. They just deleted it. So when things suddenly disappear from your life and you're thinking, well, that really sucks. I lost this and I lost that. You probably didn't lose anything. The Lord is cleansing. He's cleansing your surroundings. Okay? No, I'm not. I'm talking about people I knew for years, AJ. Like, I'm talking people I knew for a long time. It was the last of what I'm saying, removing friends from your life. People that I knew a long time. He didn't want me to have access to them anymore. So that's what he did. A quick access with a little pencil. I will look one more time, but that doesn't even sound familiar to me. Let's see. The little pencil. There's not. There's not. There's no quick access. There's no pencil. There's nothing you say. It's the screen does not look like that at all. I just signed in. It shows my money. It has a list of all the transactions. That's what it has. It doesn't have any pencil. It doesn't have any quick access. Nothing that you're describing is on my screen. Not a single thing. Transactions. That's all there is. There's no, the words quick access. I've been through all this, all my PayPal account. I've been everywhere through it. The words quick access do not even exist. So you must have a different account. I don't have an account that shows that. I promise I don't. Yes, and I'm in Canada too. You're probably in another country. It's completely different. Completely different. Well, I appreciate you trying to help. It's not there. What you're saying is on my screen is not on my screen. So I can't help it. It's not there. Different in mobile. Oh, I know it is. I know it is different. Always is. So who is this person? I should have looked. You love God, and yet you have a demon picture as your profile. Another one that just totally baffles me. Why would you have a demon picture? God doesn't like demons, I promise. He really doesn't. He really doesn't like demons. Okay, so when new people come, okay, new people are going to come. The Lord's not going to just leave you completely alone. You're probably, because of your past, you're going to be a little bit paranoid of new people you meet. But when the new people come, it's going to be different. You're going to suddenly meet people who are totally different than you've ever met before. You're going to meet people that are actually respectful and actually listen when people speak. And they don't just like the sound of their own voice. Okay? They don't. So try not to be too jaded by your past, because there is going to be something change that you just at first won't even believe it. Okay? You're entering into a new phase of your life. You're going to experience things you've never experienced before. People are going to treat you completely different. And they will respect and value you. Yes, you're going to meet a new brand of people. The Lord's been holding off on sending them your way until you're ready. What he's doing is getting you ready for a new part of your life, for the good part of your life. Okay, I didn't realize the way this works is, as an anointed one, the first part of your life is all school. It's all school. And there'll be some of it is fun. I mean, I had some good times too, but I had mostly bad times. And it was full of disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. Get so far, fall on my face. Get so far, fall on my face. Get married, get divorced. Get married again, get divorced. Okay, that's how life was. When you get into the second part of your life, it's not going to be the case anymore. The Lord has been training you since the day you were born for what's coming. Okay, you got to just hang on. Don't give up. John Corby is the ultimate Casanova, and he's got the best pickup lines ever. Okay. John, you made me laugh so hard with that. That was totally awesome. Okay. Who was he hitting on? I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh, it was somebody named Kate. Someone named Kate. Kate, are you still here? John is still looking for a date. Maybe she's probably at the hospital getting her wounds tended to because she fell out of heaven so hard. Bang! She smacked on the ground, and it hurt her pretty bad. So, oh, there, my aunt Diane is looking. There you go. Any single men? What's your age range, Diane? What age are you looking for? Put the low end and the high end. You know, put your age range in there in the comments and let everybody know she's available. That's my aunt Diane, very godly woman. Well, I love you too, John. You got the best pickup lines of anybody in the chat. They're possibly Dahlia and John. That could be a good match. I think you guys might be there might be something there. Yep. I haven't met John personally, but I've met Dahlia. I know her. I think you'd like her, John. I think you'd like her a lot. Should we just be extremely cautious? At times I didn't know if I could trust new people. That's what I'm saying. Take it to the Lord, of course, right? Take everything to the Lord, no matter what. Never just trust anything in this world. You can't. You can't, right? Every time I go in line, you are like, yeah, I know. Like Sasha said one day, it's pretty much a straight time 24-hour live stream with a few breaks in between. That's pretty much, that's what it is. That's what it is. This is how I get the most work done, though. Okay. This is how I get the most accomplished because it isn't about, I mean, I could make more money doing other things. I don't even monetize this. I actually stop making money when I'm live streaming. Okay. If that doesn't prove to everybody that I'm not doing this for money, nothing ever will. What do I spend my time doing? The one thing I can't monetize. Well, I could, but I don't. So you guys don't have to put up with ads. I don't monetize these. So that should tell you all. Oh, thank you, John. I live a distance, not hitting him. we got some romance stirring here in the chat. This Lord, I pray that you will guide the right ones to the right ones. You do your matchmaking. You can do it right in my chat, Father. I think he just might too. I think he might start doing matchmaking through my chat and my live streams. Wouldn't you know? I should have saw that coming. Should have saw that coming. Yes. If any marriages take place from my chat live stream, I'm gonna love that. I'm gonna really love that. I'm hoping John Corby finds one because he's the hardest working Casanova around. And Lauren too. Lauren needs to find a godly one, so he's gets away from them Jezebels. We need him away from the Jezebels. There's Lauren. He's about to start work. I hope you're putting on your Jezebel repellent before you leave. They should make that Jezebel repellent. Spray it all over you. Keeps the Jezebels away. Amen is right. Can't be my cat you're talking about. There's no cat here. I need Leviathan repellent. Yeah, I've met a few people in the last few days who say they've got the Leviathan spirit attached to them. Not good. Not good. I actually had a lot of dreams the other night about, or was it last night? Yeah, I think it was last night. And they were disturbing dreams too. Educational ones. I know the Lord gave them to me. I'm supposed to know something about them. A lot of, I think the idea I get from the dreams was a lot of betrayal happens because of this Leviathan spirit. Yeah, it's a spirit that attaches. It's a demon, basically. Well, Christians call everything a demon, a spirit, an unclean spirit. That's what the Bible calls them, unclean spirits. They grab a hold of people, and yeah, snake energy. Yep, Python spirit is a jump rope. Mormon repellent. Yeah, yeah, we definitely need that too. Jew has no tolerance for Jezebels. When the Lord gives you dreams, pay attention. Pay attention. Good evening, church fam. Hello, Sasha. See, that's another Sasha. You're not the Sasha I know. You're a different Sasha. Let's see who you are. Yeah, you're definitely a different Sasha. I've never seen you before, I don't think. Nice to see you. It's almost been betrayal. Can you tell us more about this dream? Yeah, there was a lot of people in the dream that were looking to me for help with Leviathan spirits. They were coming to me to help them get rid of them. And I was telling them all that the Lord said they had to fast. It was just like was happening in real life the other day. I had somebody um, come to me because we couldn't get deliverance for this person, and they wanted to know why. So it was the third time that I'd had a video chat with them, trying to figure out why we couldn't get them delivered. And I said, the only thing I can try is I'll ask the Lord to give me a vision, because He does that with me. So I closed my eyes and asked the Lord for a vision, and He gave me a vision of a slithering snake. Okay. And I'm like, wow. He's showing me a snake, I said to her. She just went, mm-hmm. Yep. I said, does that mean something to you? And she goes, yep. I have the Leviathan spirit, and I've had it for years. It won't go away. I can't get rid of it. She said, the Lord already told me I need to fast for 3 days to make it go away. So I'm like, okay, then you better get fasting for 3 days. Because if you got that thing attached to you, it's going to ruin your life, right? It's going to ruin your life. And she said she gets to 2 days and she gives in. That's as far as she could go. But she needs, according to the Lord, needs the 3rd day to make it work. So I'm not an expert on fasting, but I think I'm about to soon become one. So that's what the dream was about. It was to confirm everything she was telling me. I had a dream in which that was the case. I was telling everybody in the dream, you got to fast for 3 days. If you don't, this spirit's going to stay attached to you, right? Yeah, it makes people act very erratic and very they betray people. Someone with a Leviathan spirit is you're not going to make a lot of friends if you get that. You're not going to be a good partner to anybody. You're going to be a mess. Attention is hard. It's just the truth. Now, here's the thing, Christian. Somebody brought up to me that some of these spirits are marine spirits. Okay? Some of them are marine spirits. If it's a marine spirit, putting water in your body is not going to help you get rid of it. That's going to help it stay attached. So sometimes you got to dry fast to get rid of a marine spirit. Okay, it's a spirit that lives in water. It dwells in water. So the only way to get rid of it is to deny your body of water and dehydrate somewhat, and then you can get it out. You can't book a session with me right now. It's not possible. So you read Psalm 55. If you're asking me to read a whole psalm and it's a long one, no, I can't right now. I get too many things to talk about. I'll have a look at it. Too long. No, I'm not reading that. That'll take me 7-8 minutes. Perfect example, animals naturally fast. Your eyes, listen to them. So this is new, Diane. I didn't know any of this before a couple days ago. This is part of I'm still in training too. The Lord is teaching me a whole bunch of things. I didn't know anything about marine spirits until 2 days ago. And Leviathan, I mean, we've all heard about the Leviathan in the sea, right? It's like a sea monster. So Leviathan is a marine spirit. And if this thing got a hold of you, 3 days without food and water is possibly what you have to do. Now it sounds brutal, and it probably is. It's probably not fun at all. But what else can you do if that's what it takes? That's what it takes. I can't help it. I haven't got any better news. That's the news the Lord gave me. Even in the dream, it was the same thing. He was saying, dry fast, no water. It's a marine spirit. That's the only way to get rid of it. Incubus and succubus are similar things. They need to be treated the same way. Okay, so it's brutal. It's not easy to do. You're not going to die. Okay, people say, well, that can kill you. If you're fasting and not drinking water, are you going to just keep not drinking water when you get to the point of death? Or are you going to actually say, I think I'm about to die. I better drink some water. Of course you are. Okay, of course you are. Well, Terry Lynn, if you're trying to get rid of one of these marine spirits, the water will keep it there. That's the point. Okay, they dwell in water. So when you put water in your body, guess what that does to it? That gives it a stronghold. So in order to get them out, you got to suffer with no water too. I'm not saying it's easy. It's probably brutally hard. I'm sure it is. But you may not have a choice. They are sneaky. Yes. Yes. 21 days. So anybody did a 21-day fast? That's intense. That's intense. Yeah, right. But this is what I'm talking about is getting rid of a marine spirit. Okay. Very, very difficult to get rid of these things. Very difficult. So not everybody's going to fast like this all the time. This is a special kind of fast. Like Jesus talked about, he went in the desert for 40 days and fasted to cast out a bunch of demons. Excuse me. It's a certain kind that he said requires fasting and prayer, or you don't get them out. That's the way it works. Okay, so does the fasting itself get the spirit out, or the Lord does it? The Lord does everything. The Lord always is responsible for everything. The fasting is just to get the body in the shape that it can come out, right? But it's the Lord that makes everything happen. Leviathan is more like a sea monster, yes. Say a sea snake, yes. There are all these spirits that, back in the day, people knew about this stuff. Now it's a select few who understand this sort of stuff. Most people do not understand this at all, okay? So understanding this it puts you in a good place. You're in a place with knowledge above most people. Most people would think this is foolish, but it's not foolish. This is how things work. Okay, this is truth. And people used to know this years ago, but this knowledge has fallen away and hardly anybody has it anymore. So when it comes to knowledge, the people in this chat, we're going to be the elites of knowledge, understanding things like marine spirits and how you get them out. If people only knew about these things we're talking about, there wouldn't be so many demon infested people walking around. They don't have any clue. They don't know what a fast does. You tell them to fast, they'd be like, "What are you doing that for? That's stupid." They never ever understand that, right? My people are dying from lack of knowledge. Correct. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Most of the world, they're just in pure ignorance. They have no idea about any of this stuff. So they're walking around with marine spirits in them. They don't even know what a marine spirit is. In their mind, it's a superstition that's just silly. And the church doesn't teach it either. That's correct. That's correct. This is why I say going to a church, that's not going to help you. You come here and listen, you're going to learn things that are going to help you because I'm going to cover everything the Lord tells me to cover. I don't care if people think I'm superstitious or silly. If the Lord tells me to say it, I'm going to say it. Yes, they won't talk about anything but roses and sunshine because they want everybody to keep coming and putting money in the collection plate. And as soon as they start talking truth like I do, everybody's going to stay home. They're not going to come and listen to it anymore. People are looking for convenient truth or convenient lies. I get that wrong twice. Convenient lies is what people want. Can do a smoothie fast from eating meat and fast food for about 14, 21 days, no problem. Something I saw before intuitively, but didn't make sense to me. The world hates truth. You got it. You got it. Some churches are awesome, but there's no pastor going to get up the pulpit and tell you about marine spirits and Leviathan spirits. None of them will. None of them will. Well, not only do I want to help Pam, I've been commissioned to help. The Lord has insisted I'm the one he's going to speak through. So I haven't got a choice, okay? Not that I do it any different if I did have a choice, but I literally don't have a choice. What does it mean to constantly have lustful dreams? That is a spirit too. That is a spirit too. And I've also learned, okay, I don't know if anybody wants to be honest about this, but you can be, okay? So I'm going to ask a question. And I want to know, honestly, for anybody who's willing to say, if you're not, fine, keep it to yourself. If you're embarrassed about it or whatever, but you don't have to be here. Who has had homosexual tendencies or dreams out of the blue when they're not a homosexual at all, but all of a sudden find themselves having a dream about it or find themselves even fantasizing about it or getting curious about it all of a sudden? Because this is a demon. Yep, this is a demon called Asmodeus. It's very common. It's very common. Yep, there you go. All kinds of people. This is a demon called Asmodeus. Okay, it's even got a name. This is why there's no reason for anybody to be embarrassed about it. It's a demon coming in and causing this to happen. So, and it probably is witchcraft that's making it happen, because in witchcraft they're sending demons after people. Okay, that's what they're doing. So if you're having sudden homosexual dreams, It's a demon called Asmodeus, and it might be attached to you, and it's probably going to get worse. Okay. Do you know about one called Vetus? No, I've never heard of that. Tells us not to chant. Messing with other women. Yep. It's very common. Almost everybody has these dreams, right? At some point. It's a demon. The demon Vetus. I've never heard of that. Let's see, have a look what that is. No, I can't find anything about that demon you're mentioning there, Tyra, but it mentions a book, Vetus Hostilis Ex Mortis, and it is about a demon. So, Book of Ex Mortis knows how to defeat the Ex Mortis. Deep occult stuff, whatever it is. Where's the demons? Yep. Okay, yeah, this is about the one you're talking about. I've never heard of it, but obviously it exists. Yep. So there's all kinds of these things. All kinds of these things. Play worship music in the house, good idea. But if you got one that's actually, no, I don't think you got it wrong. I just found it. Vetus ex mortis is what it said. If you got one of these things, incubus and succubus, they're the same deal. If you got one of them, guaranteed it's attached. Okay, it's attached and it's holding on. So you basically need to be exercised, kind of. Hate to scare you, but that's the unfortunate truth. These things latch on completely. Fasting is the only thing that can help. Jesus was clear about that. Prayer and fasting. Homosexual dreams are an indication. And if somebody is a full-on homosexual, they actually go from heterosexual to homosexual. It's because these spirits have latched on tight. Okay, and there's nothing that person can do. Their sexuality is going to go that way until they get those spirits out of them. And this is how children, we talked the other day about how a 3-year-old child, sometimes you can look at the 3-year-old child and you can tell this child is gay. Okay, it's gay already. That's how it happens. It's a spirit that gets inside them. And it happens to children because the parents are the ones that have allowed it, because it's given, the spirits are given legal right to come in because of the parents, because the kids aren't responsible for themselves yet. The parents are totally responsible for them. So whatever the parents do, the kids will suffer because of it. That's unfortunately the way it works. Lots of spiders. I don't know, Diane. It's not good, though. I would say that's probably an indication that there's something the Lord isn't too happy with. Lots of spiders. Yes, you can. Have you never seen a child that's like 3 years old and you can tell they're gay? I definitely have. I knew a family had a 3-year-old kid. It was obvious this child was gay. Very obvious. And it was. But this child grew up to be completely gay. Totally. Totally. So, yep, and you can tell. I mean, it's really obvious with some. It's not something that happens to them later. They're born that way. or the spirit gets in them real young. Demonic influence on children make them gay at such a young age? Yep, absolutely. Absolutely it can. So this is the hardcore stuff, right? A vampire can only enter your house if you invite it. That's the same as what they call the black-eyed children, which are some weird sort of demonic. Well, they're demons in the form of children with black eyes that ask for a ride. They usually stop you on the highway and ask you for a ride. Why don't you ever revere to God as Yahweh? Because his name is Jehovah. His name is Jehovah, not Yahweh, Jehovah. Anthony, you don't have to repent if something is a temptation. You're not falling into the sin. Rebuke it. Yeah, it is. He's grown up to be one of the gayest guys I ever met. Absolutely one of my younger brothers at a young age, like girly things. Yep. And I don't get hung up on God's names. I call him the Lord or I call him God. But his name is Jehovah. It's spelled with a J, sounds like a Y. Jehovah. That's his name. He's confirmed it for me. That's his name. Demons love to appear as children, to appear innocent. Well, that's probably true, but these ones don't look innocent because they have jet black eyes, and they're terrifying. I mean, terrifying. They're definitely not innocent, and they smell like sulfur. So they're anything but innocent. Anything but innocent. In Jesus' name, amen. I don't know what you're saying, Jerry. Google states monks are in several religions. I don't even know what you're asking there. I have no idea. No idea. And no, I'm not going to have an argument over what God's name is. I'm not sitting here doing that. So change course. Change course. These are conversations that are not useful. Incubus and Leviathan smell like sulfur. I haven't smelled them, but I've smelled demons that definitely do smell like sulfur, for sure. Has appeared to me once just to scare me, mostly in dreams. As lust or monsters. In the real world, it scratches and noises. How to end it. Met a girl recently. We were talking, and she presented herself very childish. We were talking, and her face started changing, and her eyes, yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, see, these demons. King Solomon knew all their names. He knew the names of the demons. He commanded them. Tell demons that Jesus died for you. Any doors you've opened or covenants you may have agreed to by accident. So we covered a couple different topics here. Obviously, one we covered was the Lord removing people from our lives. And the other one, which is a very important one to talk about again, is these spirits that everybody has attached. Not everybody, but a lot of people have these things attached. So I would recommend anybody who thinks they do a fast as soon as possible. Try to clear a few days that you don't have to go to work. If you have some vacation time, take some vacation time. Don't do a 3-day fast and try to work through it. That's going to be really hard, right? And try and get some time by yourself, clean the house first, whatever, so you don't have to do much. You can just focus on prayer and the fasting. Okay. And if it's a marine spirit, you think you got to do no water too. Water will help it stay. Basically, every time you have a glass of water, you're helping it hang on to you. Keep seeing strawberries everywhere. Don't know why that is. That's interesting. It's logical, but you get confirmation from Bible or something else. A dream. A dream, and people in the chat who were talking about it. People that knew a lot about this. So, and then the Lord gave me a dream to confirm everything. Faith is given to us from God. To each he gives a measure of faith. And there is mention of dry fasting in the Bible, of fasting with no food or water for 3 days. There's definitely reference to that. They developed those spacecraft. We see, I believe that's true. I believe that's true. That's exactly what someone else said to me the other day. Most of these spirits are marine spirits. Definitely. I believe that to be totally true. Group fast. Let's do it, family. Esther fast is the dry. That doesn't make too much sense to me. No, I didn't really know much about. I knew. I mean, I knew the idea. I knew the concept, but I didn't know much about it until I looked into it the other day, and then the Lord gave me that dream. The dream was really disturbing. It was about how hideous these things are that latch onto people. So there's probably people in this chat who have experience in the past with something called ayahuasca. And ayahuasca showed me one very intense thing about serpents. Okay. The very first time I did it, and I'm not promoting ayahuasca, I regret ever doing it, but it did show me something about serpents. When it kicked in the first time I did it, the air, okay, everywhere turned into slithering serpents. In other words, it showed me something that's always there that we can't see. The air is full of serpents. I shouldn't say the air, the other dimension that's sitting right beside us. Okay. There wasn't a spot that wasn't full of serpents. They slither. I could show you a YouTube video that shows it the way it really looks. Okay. I'm going to actually show you that. This is literally what is going on around us all the time. Okay. I think that'll do it. Yep, there it is. Okay, now don't sit and get mesmerized by this. Don't use this as entertainment. This is for educational purposes only. Okay. But this is literally what the air, the space around you, if your eyes were calibrated to see it all of a sudden, that is what you would see. I promise. That's what you would see. So, serpent spirits basically rule the space. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. What you see there is reality. Yeah, well, just have a quick look, turn it off, and don't watch it. Okay, but it's what that shows is true, I assure you. So I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. It's like that. Every last inch of around you is filled with that in the spirit realm. Every last inch. There's not a place that isn't. billions and billions of slithering serpents, all different colors, all exactly like that. That's whoever made that video definitely did ayahuasca. That's exactly what it looks like. Okay, no different than that at all. It's precisely like that. That's a perfect representation of it. So those things latch onto us. Okay, serpent spirits. And they have a real stronghold on people. It's hard to get rid of them. Yeah, as I said, just a quick look and then don't watch it no more. For education only. Okay, I'm not promoting ayahuasca. I'm telling you never to do ayahuasca. Never. But Christians, it's time for Christians to know some things and wake up. Okay, looks like an ocular migraine. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yes, ayahuasca is not to be touched. Don't go near it. Don't ever go near it. Okay, stay away from it. Ayahuasca is basically a brew that opens up the demonic realm and lets you see things you're not supposed to see. Okay? Don't ever go near it. I'm telling you for sure. I'm not promoting it. I'm telling you never to do it. Not ever. Not ever. So that's just a digital representation of it. You're not looking at real spirits there. They're not going to come through the screen and get you. Right? It's disturbing to see. That's just a digital representation of what it actually looks like. Yes, of course, astral projection is completely real. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a part of it's sorcery. It's totally forbidden stuff. But it's all that stuff is real. None of it's fake. It's all real. Just don't do it. Muslims and Islam. I had the same problem, Igor. I had the same exact one. I had the same exact one. Yes, DMT. That's what's in ayahuasca. That's what it is. No, I don't. So, getting back to what we're talking about, let's get out of the serpent spirit topic now. It's important to know about because I think most of you probably have one or two of those attached to you. Okay, if you're anybody who's been to my mass deliverance sessions and you can't get delivered, it's probably because of that. It's probably because you've got one of those spirits attached, or two of those spirits attached, or however many. You could have a whole bunch of them. They're spiritual parasites, is what they are. Stay close to the Lord and get in alignment with the Lord, and you stop everything. Okay, you stop everything. Nobody can do anything to you if you're being protected by God. If you start messing around with stuff you shouldn't be doing, and you're playing video games and you're watching porn and you're masturbating and you're doing drugs, these are the things that are going to cause you to be a sitting duck for stuff. You have to. I have them all the time, rice cakes. I had one yesterday. Actually, we had one earlier today. We had one earlier today. Think I have a succubus attached? Yes, quite possibly. A lot of people have incubus or succubus attached to them. Wages of sin is death. Yes. So this is why now people can see why it's so important to get your sin taken care of, repent for it, and stop doing it. When and how did you get delivered, Mr. Buzz? Quite a while ago on my own. I Just repented for everything I ever did. And I kept doing it, and eventually he delivered me. And I was starting over with a clean slate again. Okay, so this is why the church has been, well, the real church, the pastors that are actually worth listening to. This is why they've been saying for decades and decades, repent for your sin, repent for your sin. Unrepented sin is opening you up to all these things. Unrepented sin is the problem. Okay? Have to repent of sins maybe we don't even know we're committing. That's the big problem, is people don't know the things they're doing are wrong. How many times do I hear, what's wrong with video games? Sitting there playing Grand Theft Auto asking me what's wrong with it. I mean, it's just, it boggles the mind that people can't see that there's something wrong with that. But they can't. They're so deceived by the world that they're watching horror movies and thinking that's great. There's nothing wrong with watching a horror movie. It's just innocent entertainment. No, you're engaging in glorifying the devil, is what you're doing. The devil's about death and destruction. God is about life. So anything you do that has to do with death, you're glorifying the wrong one. You want to get involved in, like, let's say there's two choices. You could either play Grand Theft Auto for the afternoon, or you go out in the backyard and plant some flowers. Which one do you think God would be pleased with? I mean, it's not rocket science, right? Stay away from anything to do with death and destruction, and do something that's actually about life, right? When I get into gardening when I was a little kid, loved to garden because it's life. It's about life. To watch plants grow, man, it's amazing. That's the kind of things I like to do. But most people want to play a game that has to do with shooting and killing and blood squirting out of bodies, and like that is not going to please the Lord no matter what. That's never going to please the Lord. Yes, glorify the Lord for sure. And let's talk about this, okay? We got 138 people here. This is a pretty good crowd. Who we're going to take some polls here. I think that we're going to take some time and I'm going to ask some questions. Hello, John. Now, who is in a bit of a spot where they have children and their children want to celebrate Halloween, but you shouldn't be letting them celebrate Halloween, and you're going to have to disappoint your kids and tell them they can't celebrate it, and they're going to get mad at you. Who's in this situation? That's me. Yep. There's going to be several. There's going to be several. Yep. There's all kinds of people. Not a bit surprised. No. No, rice cakes. It's not acceptable. Have nothing to do with it. Don't even acknowledge the day. Don't even acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge it whatsoever. Putting crosses on a pumpkin and putting that would be worse than just celebrating Halloween the regular way. That's putting a cross on a pumpkin, a symbol of Halloween. Oh, there's nothing worse you could do. Definitely don't do that. Trunk or treat. Oh, can't believe that. Okay, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to see if I can find this quote. Here we go. Okay, folks. This is a real quote. I heard him say it. Okay. I heard him say this. Check this out. He actually thanked parents publicly. Okay. He thanked the parents publicly who let their kids go out and celebrate Halloween. Hmm. So people who call themselves Christians and allow their kids to go out and do that, they need to give their head a good shake. They need to give their head a good shake. Do not participate in Halloween. Do not participate in Halloween. People say, well, my kids are going to get mad at me. Oh, well. Oh, well. You got two choices. You can upset your kids, or you can upset God. Your cat will be upset. Oh, well. Also, not a big deal. You got two choices: upset your kids, or, and in some cases, you might be upsetting your spouse because your spouse likes to celebrate Halloween and they're not going to go for what you're saying. That's probably the case with some of you. Your spouse likes to take the kids out and do the trick or treating thing, and you're the stick in the mud. You're the downer. You're the Debbie Downer. Yes, cats are in danger. People that do that, oh, it's a night that should be completely abolished. Completely abolished. It shouldn't even be allowed. And if the Christians could take over the earth again, that it would be abolished. That would be the end of it. People love death, Rochelle. They absolutely love the concept of death. They adore it. Look at the goth kids. Kids that get into this goth thing. It's totally celebrating death. That's what it is. Yes, do not even give out candy. If you give out candy, you're participating. Okay? If you give out candy, you're participating. Don't do it. Come out of the world. That's right. So that's another one addressed. I'm going to make a video about that too as it gets closer to Halloween. I'm going to talk as many people out of it as I possibly can. You want to be on the right side of these things, folks. And who cares what other human beings say? Who cares what other human beings say? That is the most important thing to remember. Does it look like I care what anybody says? I can promise you it's impossible to care less than I do. It's impossible. Live to please the Lord. You got that right. He's the one that's going to decide where you go when it's all over. And then after you get through the Halloween, guess what you got to do? Then you got to do it with Christmas. Yep, exactly. Don't care at all. You can't. Their tails, oh, Don't tell me about cats being harmed, please. That's what I can't handle. I can't even handle that. Ugh. Trust the Lord, ignore the humans, embrace the cats. You got it, Jag. You pay attention. You pay attention. No, it's not bad to have it. Protect that beautiful thing. Embrace that cat. Embrace that cat. What is it with Satanists and cats? Oh, they're so awful. These Satanist people. They're anybody that hurts a cat. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that no more. Don't tell me anything more about them hurting cats. Don't even know what that is. So, okay, we've dealt with that. You got Christmas coming up. You got to do the same thing. Okay. If you cave because of your family and you celebrate a pagan Christmas and upset the Lord just to please your family, I would honestly say that is proof you're not a real Christian. You're the kind Jesus will spit out of his mouth. That's the kind he will spit out of his mouth. So we've all made that mistake probably in our life. And I mean, it's hard to find someone who doesn't celebrate Christmas because they fooled people. Love you too, Diane. They fooled people into thinking that they're being good Christians by doing this, by putting their Christmas tree up and everything. It's a total trick. It's a total trick. Okay. These people are crafty, very, very crafty. There is no holiday that's not pagan. They've got them all. Easter is the other one. If you engage in exchanging chocolate bunnies and eggs, guess what? You are committing serious blasphemy against God. That is something you just don't want to do. When he pours out his wrath on this world, I'm begging you, make sure you're on the right side of it. I want everybody in this chat to be on the right side of things when God pours out his wrath on the earth. And he's gonna. It's all a trick. It's all a trick. The elites were the ones who decided all these things, okay? The elites. And guess who the elites are? The elites are the children of Lucifer. They're his kids. That's why the world is so evil. Because Lucifer put his kids in charge of it. And they are. No, go ahead, Delia. That's fine. Not sure what you're saying, Sam. What sounds like the Jehovah Witness information? Oh, believe me, Sasha, we're sure about Christmas. We're not making this up, and we've done our homework. Christmas, a Christmas tree is pagan. Christmas trees are pagan. Look at the word Santa. Santa is Satan, just with a couple letters flipped around. It is totally evil. If you engage in Christmas, you are committing extreme blasphemy against God. I assure you. I'm going to have another cup of this French vanilla coffee. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so we addressed that one. What next? I had a few other things that I wanted to talk about. I know the other one. So, another poll we're going to take here. I'm going to ask a question. Yes, why are you asking? Why would I not be all right? No, you can't answer right away anyway. I'm totally fine. I just went to put my kettle on and go to the bathroom real quick. I'm having another coffee. I'm totally fine. Video games, I've spoken enough about video games. Get rid of them. Get your console. Here, look. This is a PS5 adjustment tool. It's also compatible with the Xbox. PS5 or Xbox adjustment tool. Okay. It will make an adjustment, so it's not in one piece anymore. They're better off when they're in several small pieces, okay? They work better. They function the way they should when they're in several pieces. This is the tool that accomplishes that. Now, here is your next question. Here's your next question. How many of you are a Bible-believing follower of Christ and are married to a non-believer? So how many of you are very unevenly yoked, in other words? How many of you are Bible-believing followers of Christ and have made the mistake, either made the mistake or perhaps you found Christ after you got married, but your other one didn't? So you came to Christ, but now the other one is still not coming to Christ. Because you might have been both atheists or, just not really Bible-believing followers of Christ. I'm married to a Catholic. Okay, that's an issue. Yes, and divorced. So, okay, divorced, it's already solved. That's different. I'm on his side. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm on his side. Don't know what that means. Can Nate just go to heaven? Nope, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so this is a problem that's very hard to solve. This one is very tricky. Well, the Lord still doesn't like divorce. He wants the non-believer to be brought to the light, to the right side. That's the ultimate solution to this. Okay? So before you even consider anything else, you need to try to find a way to bring your unbelieving partner to Christ. And this is not necessarily easy. Okay? It's not necessarily easy. But that is the ultimate solution that the Lord wants to see. Now, if you preach at them, they're probably going to you're going to turn them away from it. If you preach at them, you're going to turn them away. So, I think you meant God does not want us to be abused. You said you typed God does want us to be abused. You should correct that. I'm pretty sure you meant does not want us to be abused. Once a Catholic, always a Catholic. Yep, well, Catholicism, in my opinion, is completely one of the false religions. 1 Corinthians 7:14 to 16. 1 Corinthians 7:14 to 16. Corinthians 7:14 to 16. Excuse me. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of, Rose. For the unbelieving husband has been sanctified through his wife, and the unbelieving wife has been sanctified through her believing husband. Otherwise, your children would be unclean, but as it is, they are holy. But if the unbeliever leaves, let it be so. The brother or the sister is not bound in such circumstances. God has called us to live in peace. How do you know, wife, whether you will save your husband? Or how do you know, husband, whether you will save your wife? I wonder if we should go even further. Let's see if we go 17, what does it say? Nevertheless, each person should live as a believer in whatever situation the Lord has assigned to them, just as God has called them. This is the rule I lay down in all the churches. So, that doesn't really answer for me if the believer is supposed to stay or leave. It says if the unbeliever leaves, let it be so. But if the believer leaves, I don't think he's okay with that. The believer is supposed to stay. It's a tricky thing. I think the believer is supposed to stay and make an attempt at bringing the other person to belief, right? To being a believer. Rose, what do you say? What do you say about that? I want your opinion on it. Give us your analysis of that. The unbeliever can be won by the godly. Yep. Okay, but what if, Rose, is specifically for you. What if the godly one cannot get the other one to believe? Are they still supposed to stay, or is there an allowance for them to leave? My understanding is that divorce is not really an option. Let's wait and see what Rose says on this one. Yes, Greg Coleman, that's a very good point. And an unbeliever is bad company. Absolutely. God don't like divorce. Yep. If not abuse, stay. But that's what I thought. My understanding is that God just doesn't like divorce at all. That's right. You're basically, once you're married, you're obligated to stay there. I don't think it matters if God sanctions a marriage or not. If the people had premarital sex, or maybe they were both atheists when they got married. Obviously, at least one of them was, right? At least one of them was. So he wouldn't ordain that marriage if there's one unbeliever. There's no way he blessed the marriage. But he still, once the people do it, they're still obligated to stay. Hello, sweetie. But it says, if the unbeliever leaves, so be it. I don't even. That term is not in the Bible. Worship them, so I don't know what you're asking really. I'm screwed. Why are you screwed, Jerry? Why are you screwed? Any tips for newly sober people? Stay sober. Stay that way. That's it. Stay that way. Fill your time with something else. Get another hobby. I hate to leave, but I have to go. Wow. Yes, little girl. Daddy sees you. Good night, Jerry. Well, the way it looks is it says if the non-believer wants to go, let it be so. There's no obligation for that person to stay. They can go. And then the other person would be free because it's just a non-believer that left, so it wasn't really an ordained marriage anyway. But if the believer wants out of it, they're not allowed out. They have to stay. Little girl. I'm choosing to ignore nobody. I don't like that accusation. Mr. Buzz is not ignoring anybody. I will ignore foolish questions that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. But if you ask me a legitimate question, I will not ignore you. So, what am I ignoring? You said, but your job is to be uncompromising in your faith. That's not a question. So, how am I ignoring you? You don't, Bruno. There's a waiting list months long to have a conversation with me. There's no way. Months long. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this French vanilla coffee. It's pretty good. I'm going to regret it because it's not decaffeinated. So, I'm going to regret having it. But it's been a rough day. So, it's been a rough day. I'll just say that. It's been a super rough day. Not my favorite day at all. Are you asking me that, Kate? Something I can't really talk about, unfortunately. Yeah, yeah. It is what it is. Obviously, I'm going to put my 2 cents worth in here. If somebody's in danger, the Lord's not going to expect you to stay in danger. Okay, no matter what. Yes, He doesn't like divorce, but if one is going to put the other one in danger, you don't have to stay in danger. You don't have to. If there's abuse, there's abuse. You're allowed to flee. You don't have to stay unless somebody terrorize you, right? You just don't, no matter what. Yes. I don't care what anyone says. You do not have to stay when you're in danger. Not at all. There's no need arguing about it past that. It's anybody who thinks the Lord is going to tell her to stay in a situation where he's violent or something, that's not the way it is. Not at all. I wouldn't even need to read scripture to know that much. Yeah, Rochelle, if you've mentioned this to me, and if if that's the case, you just go. I mean, you just go. What ends up happening is it gets worse and worse, and eventually there's some real violence happens, and the child witnesses it, and then the child is damaged for life too, because he witnesses extreme violence against his mother. You don't want that happening. That is just that messes everybody up. Now, believe it or not, it's obviously more times than more often it's the man who causes the threat. A lot of you would not believe this probably, but there are situations where the woman is the violent threat. And it seems to people at first that, oh no, no woman could do that. But women have weapons. Women have weapons, okay? Women can get firearms, women can get baseball bats, women can get all kinds of things, and they can do some serious damage. So this also happens when women are the perpetrators of it. It happens on both sides. More often it's the man, but even though it's less often, it still happens. It's the women sometimes. Mm, a rolling pin is a nasty thing to get over the head. Definitely. Definitely. Or kitchen knives or whatever. A woman in Australia set her male friend on fire, poured gas on him and set him on fire because he said a misogynistic joke. She dosed him in gas and lit him on fire. I mean, women can be completely violent. Yeah, they'll wait until the man goes to sleep. Exactly. Exactly. Cast iron skillet. That'll do it. That'll do it. I'm big on trying to end this misconception that women are always innocent and men are always the guilty ones. It's not the case. It's never the case. People in general are capable of terrible things. That's right. There's no telling. Now, I'm not saying men are innocent and women are the bad ones either. I'm saying more times than not, when there's violence, it's the man committing it because men are physically stronger. But nowadays, with all this feminist stuff going on, yeah, Lorena Bobbitt, there you go. Look what she did. That's correct. So nowadays, all this feminist stuff going on, it's it could be either one doing it. If it's just fist violence, the man might have an advantage. But once there's weapons involved, either one can do the same amount of damage. Little girl, come here, sweetie. Come here, little girl. Little girl. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I will not let anything get me down because I have a mission that I'm on, and nothing is going to stop me from doing it, no matter what. Nothing is going to stop me. She is a big little girl. She's quite big. No, I'm fine. I really am. I'm fine. It's just I have a bit of a situation that's a little disturbing and unsettling, but I'm fine. I'm fine. I've just been watching the chat and seeing, you guys are all hashing it out about this situation. I started the conversation by asking the question. And then I just sit back and watch what happens. Thank you, John. I will come to you for some new pickup lines maybe someday. No, I won't need pickup lines, I guess. Those days are behind me. But you got some pickup lines, I'll tell you. Sarah Saturdays. Been praying over no kings movement all day. The Lord is raising a righteous indignation in prayer. I think something is planned. Let us all say a prayer for Mr. Buzz. He's our leader here, and we need him. I'm totally fine, so you don't have to worry about me at all. Don't have to worry about me at all. Everything is good. I have to feed my furry ones. So I have to actually end the live stream. I was just letting everybody finish up what they're doing. I have 3 furry ones who are counting on me to feed them. I'd say this was a very successful and productive live stream, actually, so I'm happy. Hugs to all the furry ones. Good night, Sean. Good night, all. Yes, they get some canned stuff and they have kibble all day long. There's always kibble over there. Sammy boy going to town on kibble right now. So everyone have a great night. Sleep well. I will see you guys at usual time in the morning. Somewhere around 4, maybe 5 at the latest. And we'll do it all again. And the Lord will probably give me a dream to tell me what to cover for a topic. So until then, thanks for being here. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for all your participation. And remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.